guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be taking a look at a newly released drone that I've been very curious about for some time now. And that drone that I'm talking about is the new CFly Faith 2. Now just looking at the box alone, I'm already hooked on wanting to open it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside of this beautiful box. So it comes in this black portable storage bag, which is made from a high quality material that feels pretty tough and durable. So let's open it up and see what we have inside. So you have the drone, the controller, and all of the accessories stored nicely in their own compartments. This is everything that's included in the bag. It comes with the user manual, a sheet explaining all of the Wi-Fi settings, and a safety guide pamphlet. I do recommend that you first read the manual and any other documentation that comes with your drone and familiarize yourself with its functions prior to operating it in the field. Alright, so it also comes with 2 extra propeller replacements, some extra screws, and a hex key for replacing the props. This right here is a phone attachment bar for bulkier phones. You also get a balanced charger, a USB cord for charging the battery, and a small bag containing 2 screw-on thumb rockers for the remote. So let's go ahead and take a look at the drone. Now just by looking at it, you can see that they definitely spent a lot of time and dedication into designing this drone. By the way, they do have several color options to choose from, like white, black, blue, and orange. As you can see, it has a new sleek look with a mild sheen finish on the top cover, as well as the CFly logo printed on the bottom rear. Now the front of the drone has a very interesting look. It sort of reminds me of the front grille on a BMW sports car in a way. And in the back is the compartment that holds the smart battery. So let's unfold the drone and dive into all of the details here. So this time CFly has incorporated a Sony CMOS image sensor that's 1/3 of an inch, as well as an Ambarella A12 processor, which is actually the same one used in the Hubsan Zeno Pro. So that's already a big plus for me. The camera itself is capable of recording video in 4K resolution at a frame rate of 30 frames per second and can take photos at 5120 by 3840 in size at 20 megapixels, which is quite impressive. It also has a 3-axis micro gimbal, which helps produce stabilized video and image capturing. On the bottom of the gimbal, it has an optical flow lens with a 20p resolution to help it hover at lower altitudes, and ultrasonic sensors for higher altitudes, which all work together with the GPS module to assist the drone when hovering in the air. These 3 are extremely important to have on a drone, as they prevent the drone from flying away when influenced by high winds. Now, the manufacturer advertises the Faith 2 as having a maximum FPV range of 500 meters. I myself never fly that far, so I'm not going to put that to the test. Now let's talk about the motors. They're 2205 1450 kV brushless motors, and I have been told by CFly that these are proprietary motors designed specifically for the Faith 2. They also label them as motors with an output power of 60 watts that generate 1/12 of horsepower. Now, of course, this would have to be further researched to verify its accuracy, but this is what they have listed in their specifications list. Okay, now let's check out the battery on the back. To remove it, you just press the buttons on both sides to release it. The battery itself is a 11.4 volt, 3100 milliamp hour, 3-cell LiPo that's supposed to give you a 35-minute flight time. Now we all know that sometimes manufacturers exaggerate that when it comes to battery flight times, but even if you get, 20 to 30 minutes, that's more than enough time to fly around and enjoy yourself. The battery is also considered a smart battery, which basically means that it can tell you how much juice is currently in the battery instead of one assuming that it's fully charged and then realizing on the field that it's half charged. So it's nice to have that feature on a battery. Next we have the remote, and when looking at it closely, it does have some similarities to the DJI Mavic 2 Pro's remote. Now the first thing I was hoping for with this remote was for it to have an LCD screen in order to be able to read the telemetry independently from the app, but unfortunately it doesn't have that. It's not a deal breaker, but it would have been nice to have. The remote does fit nicely in the palm of your hands, and it's pretty lightweight as well. It does have an internal battery, which is a 3.7 volt 2600 milliamp LiPo, and can be charged via the micro USB charging port here. It also now comes with removable thumb rockers that are really cool looking, sort of like the ones you see on the new Mavic Air 2 and Mini 2 controllers. And they do screw on and off very easily, as you can see. The spring-loaded gimbals do feel nice and smooth, and we'll have to see how sensitive they are when we test it out. Both antennas are active working antennas that unfold and retract. On the bottom of the remote are two unfoldable arms that extend in order for you to add any smartphone. Now to install the attachment bar, you place it at the bottom like this, and where you see the two open notches, you just clip them onto the left and right arms. Now on the face of the remote we have the on and off button, the one key return to home, this one is the takeoff and landing, this here is to activate or deactivate the GPS, this one they call a timeout button, which I believe is for pausing the video. On the top right you have the video button, and on the left you have the photo button, as well as a sliding wheel to control the camera's tilt position. To turn on the drone, you press the button on the back for 2 to 3 seconds until you hear the sound. Let it sit for a few until it goes through its gimbal calibration process. Now it's very important that you do not touch or move the drone until it's done calibrating. Next you want to turn on the remote and wait for it to pair with the drone. Once it's paired, you want to go into the Wi-Fi settings and connect to the drone's Wi-Fi, which would say ground, etc. Once it's connected, you can open the CFly 2 app. Now at first glance it seems like the same design as the previous version. However, they did add some new options in the settings, as well as some new flight functions which we'll go through now. So if we go into the settings, you'll see that it's on the beginner mode by default, which limits you to a distance of 50 meters and an altitude height of 120 meters. When it's on this mode, it will not take off until it has located the GPS signal, so do keep that in mind. Of course, this can be switched off. If we go down a bit, you'll see that they've added 3 assistive grid options, the battery's current power level, a low power alarm option, and it also has a new unbind option as well. On the app's main interface, we see that they've added one button to switch between photo to video mode, which the previous version did not have. The picture folder is still in the same place as before, and for the telemetry on the bottom, they've added LP, which I believe stands for latitude position. Also on the left, we now see a remote icon available, and when you press on it, it will show you all of the new flight modes that are similar to the ones seen on some DJI drones, like Rocket, Helix, Boomerang, Spiral, and others. To arm the drone manually, the GPS button on the remote has to be set to off. Now you can arm and disarm the motors by taking both joysticks in doing this. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to add a like to the video, and do feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell as well, so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I upload in the future. Alright, see you guys in the next one.